Hello Groovers, welcome to Royal Clarence Marina. It's very early, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I got up very early. I'm doing this health kick. Join me later if you're into a bit of physical exercise on the TV show, because we're going live. Tale Tel Club TV is going live today. I'm filming for a year, my life as a musician and an artist for a whole year. So every time I do anything that I think may be vaguely worth recording, the camera goes on. I've got a webcam set up in the studio. I'll be talking about music and lots of things like that. What else am I talking about? Health, fitness, music, singing, dancing, all that stuff. VJ loops, how I make them, what software I use, if you're interested in that sort of thing. Of course, if you're here, you're probably just interested in a ringtone, but I'll be televising the ringtones as well. So a bit later on, I'll pop this on and I'll talk about what I did to make it. Bit of fun. They're very easy. I use Logic Pro and GarageBand occasionally. When I first started doing these, actually, I used to just record things around the house. So I used to like run the bath, and those sound effects were pretty useful, and they got a lot of downloads at that time. But of course, after a bit, you run out of things to record, especially if you're in all the time. I mean, there's only so much that can be interesting. But that's how I launched my career. That's how I launched my music career in terms of recording, live recording. It was, stirring cups of tea and things like that. And I guess the message from Tale Tel Club is that you start small and you develop. And the first bits you do aren't very good. And you experiment and you grow and they get better and better. And that's exactly the same with music. You start with nothing, start with a note, Obviously, I'm a cello teacher and a piano teacher as well. And I always say to students, if you can play one note, you can play a symphony. That's how it goes. I mean, it's a slight exaggeration because you've got to get from one note to the next. And therein lies the devil. Of course it does. Anyway, new podcast streaming on Spreaker. We've moved to Spreaker for various reasons. So there might be a few little glitches while things are transferred, but it shouldn't be too problematic. And don't forget, you can go to my website anyway. So here's a little bit of Peace on Earth is all that we need. I like this one. It's a bit of guitar strum and it's kind of heavenly. So, I'm not a religious woman, although I am an ordained minister, of course, if you didn't know that. So here we go. Here's today's ringtone, and it's free for you guys to use for personal use. I'm also going to put it on iTunes, on my iTunes account, just because, some people can't be bothered to go through the rigmarole of downloading it and what have you. And they just want, if you've got iTunes anyway and you're into your iPad and things like that, sometimes it's just easier just to, have an account and download them that way. So here we go. I'll see you in a bit. I'll see you in the land of video, Tale Tel Club TV, very shortly. In the meantime, have a little bit of peace on earth, because it's all that we need.